And what's up, readers? What's up, readers? Hope you're having a good weekend. It is Sunday afternoon here in London. I feel like I've kind of wasted my day, and I sort of have, and I sort of haven't. Um, we don't have many picks this week to go through, so we're gonna go and look at Howie's pick, Morgan Stanley, for Cash Daddies episode number 90. Let's dive in. I have never really looked at Morgan Stanley, so we're going to do this fresh. Jump up to your monthly level. You can see we have some clear key levels here that we're going to highlight. All right, we're going to put this one at 78. 78, 78. We have another one, previous all-time high, around 94. But this is the thing, that this turns into a zone, a long-term zone. If we go to actually quarterly level, see, looking at it high level, quarterly level, you can see that this whole zone is just a big long wick for this bearish candle back in the day. So this is a case where we can make this a zone. I mean, this is personal preference, the way you want to highlight it in your own chart. But this is what I like to do. And you can see that we have moved up through this zone, made a new all-time high, and pulled back for a retest. We are now retesting that 78 key level here and the 8 quarterly moving average, because we're looking here on the quarterly level, 3-month quarterly level. This is the 8 period in blue on my chart. Sorry, my scroll's a little funny today. Might have to get the dust out of my scroll wheel. All right, so we are retesting here at the quarterly level. All right, let's go back down to monthly. So we're going to zoom in on this area. Monthly level, you can see now the only downside here is that we closed April below the 21 period moving average. So we're halfway through May, and we're at that same level. So beginning of May, we kept going down. We finished that retest at 78. Sorry, we haven't necessarily finished it, but we've done a retest of the 78. We're now trading back up near the April close, halfway through May, which could be a positive sign, but we don't know. So this is a little bit bearish in the shorter term at the moment. But we don't know for sure. We really at this monthly level here, and with what we're seeing on the monthly, we want to see how May closes to really know for sure. But if we keep digging down, we're gonna go down to weekly. Let's just throw this in just for shits and gigs. So that's interesting. So this little trend line here, you can see we pushed through, came back up. Okay, so let's just look up here, right? We made an all-time high, slammed down through the shorter-term moving averages, shorter-term moving average crossover, right here. Came down below the 50 moving average and the trend line. Lots of buying back up, but that's basically a retest back up to that moving average crossover, which incidentally is, the high of this zone. At that previous high, we highlighted around 94. And then we just kept rolling over, and we have potentially the 21 period moving average in red maybe crosses over the 50 this month if we keep getting bearish. This is a big long wick, but really why I zoomed in, right? This is interesting because this is a little bit of a sort of random or a longer termish trend line here. I just wanted to see what it looked like up in this kind of cluster zone. And it's kind of interesting because we have this big long wick, this reverse hammer candle just went right up through the moving averages to that trend line, and we pushed back down. So here's the thing. As I mentioned, the shorter term indications in the chart here are actually bearish. shorter term bearish. And if it continues to get bearish, it's going to want to probably go to this 200 weekly moving average, which it hasn't touched since October 2020. Let's see, monthly. Yeah, so this probably coincides with that monthly 50 moving average. So let's just put a little line in here to highlight this 200 and just see it on some other charts real quick. Oh, of course. Put on your visibility for the next level, monthly level. Yeah, so it's close. It's close here to this 50 monthly moving average. Here, I'll put it there. Okay, so it's close here. So this, you'll see this. Now let's actually just get rid of this. So we have a little zone here. So this is near the 50 moving average on the monthly level, the 200 moving average on the weekly level here. So this blue box is a potential bearish target zone where we would, if it doesn't bounce from here, this is where it's going to want to go to. And we do have these levels. What do we got here? 50. Almost 60, but let's just say 58. Okay, so the worst case scenario we're looking at is that this continues to be bearish. And sneaks down into at least our blue box here, which is 50 period monthly moving average, 200 period weekly moving average. So another support level below that around 58 from these previous highs here. All right, so that's probably worst case scenario if it keeps rolling over. Now, the thing is that as we highlighted here, this is a new all-time high, and all it is doing right now is retesting the previous general all-time high support, right? Because this is a zone here. So the sort of all-time high support zone. So there's a potential that I guess bulls come in at this level and take off and say, this is a safe place to put my money for all the crazy shit going on in the market. Morgan Stanley, they're going to know how to deal with this stuff. They're going to know how to make money through the bullshit. So I'm going to park some money with them, right? So that's bulls could come in, push up through this support level, and the bearish scenario won't play out. So what we want to watch for a bullish scenario, what we want to watch for is really just a nice strong reversal candlestick on a weekly level right at this support. This one isn't this last close from this last week. That's not really strong enough to me. We need a nice some kind of strong candlestick there off of that support. And then ideally a big push up through those moving averages again. And if you wanted to go further and be more conservative, you could even put in some counter trend lines. That's interesting. Huh. This will be it. Okay, so this is interesting here. All right, so let's get rid of this trend line. We don't really need that anymore. So somewhat interesting structure here, but again, we want so strong weekly candle, strong weekly reversal candle off of our support level. If you wanted to be conservative, you could wait for a breakout of this little wedge structure that we just put in here. Excuse me, or or a push above, let's say, the 50 period moving average to be conservative. And that's what we want to watch for. I mean, I think overall this looks nice because of that monthly and quarterly level analysis, right? New all-time high. We're just taking some profits. This is going to bounce back. But we do have the potential for more shorter-term bearishness before we get that full bounce. Or people just start getting really bullish and we get some big candles up through this structure and through these MAs. So could be an interesting one to watch the next 1 to 2 weeks. Overall, yeah, decent one to keep track of, I think, particularly with the potential for upcoming more market bearishness. Anyway, cool guys. Thanks for the support. Give a like, subscribe. Appreciate it. Follow Cash Daddies, follow Chart Daddies, and we'll talk soon. Peace.